Hey guys, Kelade here. So right now in patch 8.2.5, there's kind of a lull until patch 8.3 comes out. There's a lot of things that are going to change and happen then, but in the meantime, while you're waiting for that patch to come out, there are a few things you can do. So the biggest thing right now is making sure that you're fully prepped on your artifact power on your neck, right? So one of the biggest things is, of course, you want to make sure you hit 70 on your neck, right? If you're not 70 on your neck now, make sure you get that before 8.3. That way you're starting at the same line everybody else is starting at. The second thing is that in regards to any ways of hoarding AP, currently the best way you can do it is with these Paragon boxes. So I've downloaded an add-on that's called Paragon Reputation. If you look it up on your Twitch app, basically it turns your reputation page in a way where your Paragons now show up as a bar. But what's really important about that is see how once you're capped and you have a Paragon available to be picked up, now this bar will show you the additional number on top of the 10,000 you have, right? So in regards to how many of these boxes you can save up, so each of these factions, you can collect one box, right? So you can go this, collect one box, and you can have it in your inventory, right? For every faction. On top of that, you can then fully complete a Paragon level. So you have one box waiting. So now that's two boxes. And then even on top of that, for this like overfill rank, you can actually basically get that to 9,999. So essentially, you're basically two boxes and then a one rep from each, giving you three boxes. So you can go into the patch with basically three boxes ready. And then when the patch hits, you can just open all of them. And then you have, how many of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 reputations, 3 boxes, right? 24 boxes that we're going to give you AP. So that's a huge way to kind of just like explode out the gate when the patch comes out. Basically, if you just do right now, I think the emissaries every day, right? This is almost enough because they give you a massive amount of EXP. So even if you didn't want to do all the world quests, whatever it is, if you just finish the emissaries kind of starting now, you'll be kind of in a good place for that. Then on top of that, in connection to essences right on your neck, is that of course, any essences that you don't have at rank 3s, you should get them now. Especially, let's say for example, if you've been relying on condensed life force, whatever spec you are, right? Maybe with the nerfs to it coming out, maybe you might need to go to blooded enemy, whatever it is, you want to make sure you farm that. And in regards to blooded enemy farming, right, the best time to farm it, of course, is whenever there is a PvP weekly. And the next PvP weekly is going to be on Tuesday, January 7th. That will most likely be before 8.3 comes out, so you can at least have that week to farm if you need to. On top of that, going back to the world quest really quickly, if you are doing a world quest, try to get your rep up. There is going to be a world quest weekly, basically the week of Christmas. So if you're bored at home at Christmas and you want to do some world quest, that would be the best week to do it because you're going to get extra rep from doing it that way. And of course, you can always come to the auctioneer, right? You can look up contracts and then you can buy these contracts. That will just give you a little bit more rep as you're doing world quest, right? If you have the extra gold to spare, you can always do that to boost it even higher. So that kind of covers us for our neck and essences, right? Basically, you want to be as prepped for that as possible because there is kind of going to be kind of like a mini race, I guess, or almost like a requirement. That way you can unlock your third minor essence, right away as fast as possible. Ideally before Mythic comes out, even before normal hero would be great. The other thing is you want to get your achievements done now. So whatever it is, whether it's ahead of the curve, cutting edge, your gladiator, whatever achievement PvP, your keystone masters, whatever content that you want to do in the game, having the achievements will just make it easier for you to get into groups in 8.3, right? If you're having trouble getting into them now, it'll only be harder in 8.3. So now will be the good time to just kind of slowly like inch your way up, right? Like if let's say you want the keystone master achievements and you've only done like +8s, for example. Well, now you can start slowly doing +9s, +10s, right? Because you're not going to just be able to jump to a much higher level than where you can. So kind of now is like week by week, you can kind of slowly get up there. And that's the same for basically anything in WoW, right? Even in PvP, right? You're not going to instantly just start off from 1500 and instantly gladiator. Same with the rating. You're not going to instantly go from Alpha Raider to a Mythic Raider. There's a lot of progression that has to happen, and some of it is kind of time-based just because you need that time to gather experience. And so now would be a good time to start. Next, let's talk about like two like raid-related things, right? So first off is the Seal of War-Torn Fate. This one, of course, you want to have enough so that way the instant that normal and heroic comes out that week, so 3 weeks after the patch comes out, you want to have 5 coins going into the week, right? That way you have 5 coins from the week before, and then when that week actually rolls around, you're going to have those 5 coins in addition to the 2 new ones that you're going to get. So that way you can start Heroic Week with 7 coins. It's very important. If you somehow have the capability to kill, the last boss on Heroic, especially with the huge weapon that he's going to drop, you're going to, if you can, you just want to kill that boss 7 times and roll 7 times. That's going to be pretty valuable, right? And then of course, if you get the weapon in your earlier rolls, or maybe you're on first kill if you're lucky, you can always just go back to any of the other bosses on Heroic and just kill them and reroll again, right? Because on Heroic, it doesn't matter for rerolling purposes. You can kill the bosses as many times as you want in a week. As long as you have reroll coins, you can keep rolling on that boss, right? So helps you very, very well prepare for mythic rating if you're doing that, or same thing applies if you're doing normal rating to Heroic, right? That first week, just getting that many different attempts of rolling on that whatever piece that you want is going to be very helpful. The other thing for PvE related, I guess the other thing isn't necessarily raid related, it's more like Mythic Plus related, is the Tidal residuum. Now when 8.3 comes out, this is all going to reset, right? So however many I have right now, it's going to go to 0. The values are going to go back to basically kind of what season 1 values are, but it's good. It means everybody is going to start at the same footing of 0 residuum. But there is one thing you can do to kind of get yourself prepared for this is, of course, if you're a Horde or Alliance, whatever it is, but these island treasure maps, there's a chance where the reward from the treasure maps can be Tidal residuum. So what you can do going into the new patch is you want to hold one of these treasure maps in your inventory. That's it. Because you can only hold one of them. So just do it like today, for example, or this week. And then just don't use the treasure map until 8.3 comes out. Unless you're actually doing this every single week, and then just whatever week before 8.3 comes out, just hold on to the map. So that way when the first week of 8.3 comes out, you can have 2 maps. Now you do have to use the first one and then do the mission and then get the second one, but it is a significant boost to your residuum, especially if you're able to get lucky and it turns into a quest that gives you residuum. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And then of course, as far as for anything else you want to do, it's always good to make sure you have enough gold and consumables in the upcoming raid. So if you need some gold, you can farm it now, right? Do some mythic carries you need to, sell some heroic runs, sell some mythic runs, whatever it is, farm mats to make sure you have enough. And then of course, you can always level up your alts if you're ever bored, if you want to switch characters, whatever it is. You can kind of see a new race slowly and kind of see like what's strong and what's not. And then the last thing is, this is actually changed from BlizzCon, is that you can actually farm your legendaries now. I think initially when BlizzCon first happened, Blizzard was going to make it so you had to wait for Shadowlands in order to get your legendary transmogs, but it does seem like when patch 8.3 comes out, we'll be able to transmog some legendaries. So if you're still kind of like just holding on to the last steps before you finish those quests, might as well finish them now, because when 8.3 comes out, you can probably transmog them. And then of course you can always subscribe to the channel, because we're going to talk about some 8.3 stuff very, very soon, especially with all the new corruption changes happening. We'll have a short video that kind of goes over that. But as always, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Feel free to subscribe to see more. See ya.